All right, there is a new poll out in the race for City Hall, and Two on Your Side has an exclusive first look. It shows Democratic primary winner India Walton significantly behind incumbent Mayor Byron Brown.
This poll by the firm Coefficient surveyed more than 600 residents in the city of Buffalo last Thursday and Friday, mostly before Brown found out his name will not be on the ballot. He's back to running a write-in campaign.
Despite that, the pollster who conducted this survey said that it shows Brown, at least as of this moment, is the favorite.
Byron Brown is very popular, clear favorite, and which of course doesn't really jive obviously with primary results and what's been going on with the ballot there. But the folks there in Buffalo really, I would say, resoundingly agree, that Byron is their choice. So we'll see what happens.
Here to talk more about it is Ken Kruly, one of our Two on Your Side political analysts. And Ken, we're glad you're with us. Polls often tell a story, maybe not the whole story, but we'll jump right in here. Critics will point out the Coefficient firm also did a poll for Lynn Dixon's failed campaign for county executive and showed it a virtual tie, even though she went on to lose. But the pollster told us today this was not paid by any campaign or committee. It's nonpartisan, and Coefficient has polled for both Democrats and Republicans. So what do you make of the results here, and how much do we read into this one?
Well, I think that looking at the poll, it's got a good sample size. The margin of error is small. The demographics are pretty reasonable for the city of Buffalo. So I think that there's some credibility here. If you're ahead in a poll, you're always going to say it's great. If you're not, then it's not so good. But I think that the numbers appear reasonable. The interesting thing, I think, is that the head horse race, Brown versus Walton, the numbers there almost exactly match the favorabilities for the two candidates. And so there's some link there. I think that the other thing that's interesting about this is that public safety is rated as the #1 issue. And of course, the mayor's been running that commercial on the subject. There's a lot of conversation about it. But that's something that both campaigns are going to be focusing on. And it's going to take some explaining from Ms. Walton to clarify some of the things that she's talking about in that program.
Yeah, Ken, you hit on this. One of the things that really stood out to me, also the difference in the favorability numbers between these two candidates. I want to show our viewers the exact numbers here. This poll showed 60% of people have a favorable view of Mayor Brown, whereas India Walton's favorability rating is at 27%. How does she overcome that, especially since, as you mentioned, the mayor is on the air with this attack ad right now going after her? She is not on the air right now. How much is the money race factoring into that? And when do you think that she'll be hitting back?
Well, they are saying, I guess, that she's going to be on the air in October, which is about 10 days away. That's a long ways away. In the meantime, the Brown commercials are in some respects defining her. And that's the problem she has, is that you really don't want your opponent to define you. So the quicker she gets on, the better. The more opportunity she has with social media or mailings or anything else, the better, because the thing is going to be, the numbers are going to be hard to overcome if the favorability numbers are anywhere close to accurate in that poll.
And Ken, you touched on this a little earlier. We have about a minute left, but this poll also asked voters about the most important issue facing Buffalo, and almost a third, as you mentioned, said public safety. That was followed by economic growth and several others that were pretty much tied. So education, infrastructure, COVID, employment. Any surprises there for you? And with that public safety at the top, do you think that will be a benefit for Brown or Walton?
The campaign has been pretty much missing issues. It's been touched on things. It's been sound bites, bumper stickers, slogans. But there's very important issues here about the management of the police department, among other things. And the public it would be well served by getting as much information out there as possible. I've taken a look at the study that she refers to in the campaign, and it's a well done study, but it's 40 pages long, and trying to explain that to folks in short bites is very difficult. particularly when there's maybe a natural inclination to favor what the police officers are saying about the whole thing.
Yeah, and more on this poll tonight at 11 o'clock. Our Ron Plants is looking into it. Ken Kruly, always great to get your perspective. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
And that'll do it for the town hall tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 5:30.
Yeah, in the meantime, send us a text to 716-849-2220.